Good afternoon. My choice is done even think of conforming to social expectations without questioning them. I chose this option because I identify with it and I think use it a lot. But in other words, I always mention that I want to be another one of the fluke. I consider that in order to make a difference, we must be clear that we must create the criteria of children, young people, rise with solid foundations. A person prepared to define their criteria, society wants to impose a post a postulate on use, believing itself to be the owner of the truth. The truth from a classic intellect is when my intellect adapts to reality. Don't even think of falling into the game of ideologies, where knowing that 2 plus 2 is 4, you say that is 3. You fall you fall into the game of no questioning society, the concept of adequacy, which is precisely that our truth is the one that dominates above all in the framework of private affairs. The effect of post-truth is to have a annihilated concept of adequacy. It is what made things of a public nature when we talk about a moral objective. There is no longer room to talk about truth. In moral terms, there is no longer room, for example, to tell about a political truth. If thought post-truth is beginning to be used as a characteristic that occurs in the political space. That is why it is post-truth, that is it still depends on something that is true. There is something of the truth that survives. Truth is adequate, which is that which of the statement it is adequate to reality. This means that there are two instances. Let's now say the intellect and outside of the intellect. There is a reality intellect when it adapts to the reality, a truth is formed. On that reality, post-truth is a sociological trait that is adapted to a philosophy that is postmodernist, but post-truth is a contemporary sociological condition which supposes a radical challenge to the true false game in what it does matter of public, social, political, and everyday nature, then that in the public space an adequate conception of truth is lost is very serious. A basic example, a shirt cannot be white and black at the same time. It can be day, but it will still have a single color. That not everything of normalizing these contradictions, this movement that confuse us and lead us to lose the notions not so much of the elaboration of reality, the notion of the real. The capture of being is also lost. A stranger example is you cannot be a man and a woman at the same time, or a man and the horse. You can only be one at a time. But truth needs the truth no matter what. For example, so that we understand how postmodern logic works. Thinking a little about Aristotle, this thinker says something like this: man is an animal that rejoices, that feels pressure for knowledge, regardless of whether that knowledge is awful or useless. Between Aristotle and Plato, there was always a dispute about what is the truth and what is the power effect of truth, the truth of knowledge. It's that knowledge is hidden knowledge is what is supposed to be poured is purified of power relations. On the other one hand, knowledge is a knowledge to do something, and let's say begin the truths of knowledge. There are always struggles. There is always a will to power. The question that we must ask ourselves is if all knowledge and all truth are in function of responding to the a power. To which power does the one who says that all truth and all power respond to a power respond? This post truth needs truth. Is many senses behind the truth. There is always a power. The complete estimate will be true that there is not truth, and it's a self-contradictory statement because this claiming for itself what it denies for the rest of the statement. To what extent does post-truth need the truth? Does it need it? Let's say, in terms of the question for the post, is what is there after the truth? Is there the lead? Well, if there is the leaf, the truth is still present. Because the leaf is defined in terms of the truth, but what post-truth tries to do is exclude the gain of the true and the false question in its own ontology. All these contents explained by the great Augustine Laje. Let used to understand the show's phrase, the not even then of conforming to social expectations without questioning them. We cannot conform to social expectations, simply say why society says yes. Now, this topic invites us to question ourselves and delve into reliable information in order to know what the truth is. Speaking from the bosses with property, there is an Italian philosopher, Father Cornelio, defining this in the principle of immanency, which means when one does not accept reality as it is, and you creating in from within oneself. The current productive system is post-industrial. Now demands normality, demands diversity, it demands to get out of the norm. Because what is the constantly generation is the acceleration of styles. The planning solence at an accelerated pace of the products offered in the market. So for that you don't need to establish society. You need to drive is crazy, like those graphs that go up and down. If we submit to the, the idea that there is a truth, that we have identities that are solid, that there are moral principles, that we adjust to a reality which is outside of us use, then the economic system cannot work in that way, because what it needs is precisely the acceleration of these needs desired moral systems, to the point of damaging use. Then a post-industrial system suits it will abruptly this begins to dissolve the identities, to begin to dissolve the discourses that were solid, that generate loyalty, loyalty to a relation system, or a loyalty to a country, a loyalty to a family. It unites those identities and those loyalties and ends up making way for the typical for postmodern subject, which is the citizen of the world. It is hypercultural. It does not have a culture, because to have culture one needs to be educated, and to be educated one needs time, and today there is no time even to read. The post-truth movement needs someone to begin to destroy the culture that have been created over the centuries, even millennia, so that the system kneels before another type of political structure, which is not national but is supranational. Then these authors who claim to be revolutionaries, the supranational social structure is political terms and is post-industrial and digitalized in economic terms are not really fixing anything. They are damaging the system and confusing society out for conformism and not questioning the truth that we are doubt, do not even think for us accepting situations without questioning a little where they come from. Thanks for attention.